Hey, this is my first video that I'm actually in it. You can call me Clover, and I wanted to show some things that I've made. I I've made a couple scarves, which kind of look like worms. I call this one the gummy worm scarf. I think it looks pretty nice. And this is my first one I made. Pretty nice, right? And I'm currently trying to make a little seat, kinda. Lately, I've been like wearing more dresses and stuff, so I've been wanting to like sit down places, but there's been rain and I need it to be like dry to sit on and stuff because I don't want my dress to get wet. So I've been making a little seat. It's a thicker yarn, so it has a bit of cushion and resistance. And later, I'm gonna actually sew some fabric over it. And just after I put fabric on it, I'll be able to carry it around and stuff. Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing yet, but I really want to make something with this yarn. It's one of my favorites. It's really nice colors. It changes between different shades of green, white, and blue. And also, I made this beanie. I've been trying to sell these beanies for a little while. And yeah, it's pretty nice, right? I think it's nice. Uh, the yarn I used was just a simple red heart skein. I managed to pull it from the center. So it's been really nice. And yeah, I'm just going to be making stuff lately. So yeah. I know that this isn't the fastest, but this is the 1-to-1 speed of how I do it every day. So, that'd be nice to show some of you out there. Because some of you don't know how slow sometimes it is to crochet. I've been learning for the last couple of years now. More like a little over 1 year now, but I learned originally because me and my boyfriend, he showed me how to finger crochet a bracelet. Then he showed me how to do a 2-layer bracelet with a needle, well, with a hook. And since then, I just kind of figured it out. I love to make squids. I could probably take a video of how to make a squid sometime. Not entirely sure what I'm making, but I think I just want to make a nice little rectangle for it today. I might use it as a washcloth. Or what I love to do is if I make it to a certain width or depth, I could probably connect it all together when I start making more of them. Like I made a really, really nice flag. It was a gender fluid flag. I want to make a transgender one here soon too. Just I need to get the right yarn. I make a lot of squids, so I could post a few of them sometime. This is my first actual video like this, so let me know if you guys have any tips. When you refer to me, just refer to me as either Clover or Tatsuo. And yeah. I'd love it if I could actually get my career to be this someday. I've been trying for a while to start up my business and everything, but apparently you need to get an LCC. Or you can apply to be a sole proprietor, but if you get sued or something, it goes out of your not appliances, but income and basically everything of yours rather than the business's. So one thing I see everybody do, they seem to switch and rotate. Don't really know why that they do that. It doesn't make it look that clean. It doesn't give it the nice pattern. A few tips that I would give for people just starting out. I wouldn't honestly recommend to start off with plushie yarn, but if you do, it gives you like skills that you can use later on with any other type of yarn. It's kind of how I started off. It was a little difficult, but it made it so much easier when I switched over to other types. Because with plushie or blanket yarn, you have to be careful with the amount of pressure you put onto the strands because they could easily just break. With these are much more like sturdy. However, you still can't put too much pressure on, otherwise it's difficult to get back into it whenever you crochet again. And one of these days I will crochet a gender fluid flag with you guys. That'd be quite fun. The other day I posted a video about the gender fluid flag. However, it got like 1,600 views, but got like 20 likes. So that means I gotta do better. Hope that I get more engagement this time, because I'd honestly love to be able to spread my voice to other people around the world. A lot of people in the LGBTQ community even just like don't accept any trans people, and even some trans people I've met don't accept gender fluid people. And it's kind of tough because you're trying to find support, but there isn't a lot of voices out there for you. So even if I'm not part of some of the communities I want to support, I still want to be an advocate for them. Transponder, they helped me so much with finding any resources I need. I tried putting up a fundraiser for them, but so far I've raised $0 for it. It's kind of sad, but I'm hoping here soon, after I get some money, I can put some stuff into the fundraiser, because they've helped me more than I've thought. I started HRT recently, and it's just so much better than it's helped me so much. And I just thought that it would be nice to try to give back, because Transponder got me to Transition Health, and they're a really good doctor. Like, my doctor is absolutely amazing. Finally got into therapy, which is really good. I honestly think everybody should go to a therapist, because they can help you deal with any sort of thing that you might need help with, help you figure out social situations, everything. They're honestly amazing to help. Even, like, basically everybody should have at least one therapist, including therapists, in my opinion, because what's a better way to learn how to deal with your emotions than somebody who studied it? Because, as we know, school system doesn't typically provide good learning situations for figuring out how to deal with your mind, or stress, or basically any sort of emotions. And it kind of sucks. I'm trying to get a body camera right now, but I can't at the moment. But once I do, you guys will be able to see what I do much easier than this way. Because I finally got a phone stand, at least for now, so hope that it's not too bad. A few years back, I made a different YouTube channel, and I made it solely for gaming, but I lost access to it And it kind of sucks because I had like 20 subscribers, which is more than I have now as of this point, and that'd be cool if I got more, but it's okay. Crocheting really helps if you have high stress levels. The only time it doesn't is if you find a knot in the yarn, which I absolutely hate, but I found out with plushy yarn or any sort of synthetic yarn like that, well, similar type of yarn to that, if there's a knot in there, you can just cut around it and then burn it together, and then it's like basically invisible. I never thought of that before until I saw another post from someone else. It was pretty cool. I hope everybody's having a good Thanksgiving. That's when I'm filming this. I just got a printer today, but didn't have a USB Type B charger with it, so getting that tomorrow. And the good news is I'm selling 2 beanies on the 5th, actually. 1 red, 1 black. The only problem is that I don't have the black yarn at the moment, but I should be able to get it tomorrow or so. And yeah. I also love to make squids, as I mentioned. And I've actually started building up a little squid army, which has been quite fun. So, at my boyfriend's, we have a few shelves over in the room, and on one of them is just stuff that I've made. It's kind of sweet. He is adorable, and like, yeah, it's just really fun. The very first squid I ever made was just so bad. It didn't look like a plushie. I tried making it more anatomical, and I tried making it more correct shape-wise. However, it did not turn out well, especially the fins on the side. So then I just started making it into a plushie, like I like. I never followed any patterns. I still don't. I like to go around and kind of make my own type of pattern. It's not really recommended for most people, but I can kind of understand patterns, but I still need to study a little bit more on them. And I kind of like eyeballing it. If anybody lives in like the Oregon region, a excellent place I'd suggest to go to is actually Stringfield Yarn Collective. It's such a wonderful store. They support local businesses and everything, and one of the people that they support actually makes the yarn themselves on an entire section of the wall. And the reason why that they started doing that is because they lost their daughter to she lost her daughter because of the people around her daughter was not helping her deal with stuff. Don't want to share too much because it's not my personal information, but yeah, it really sucks. And like, I've heard about her and everything, and she just sounded amazing, like such a sweet kid. And anyway, what the mother is trying to do is make yarn in different colors, specifically to match certain flags and certain like minorities and everything. And honestly, I just fell in love with that idea because it sounded so sweet. But anyway, I'll cut back until when I finish this. It shouldn't be that long, so I'll just I'll show the process. That makes more sense. If anyone's able to, I would strongly recommend to get as many crochet hooks as you can, including different variations in different sizes. They all come in use. Like, the one I'm using right now is a 6.5 millimeter, and it has a really nice handle, so that's my favorite one to use. But then there's this other one that's also a 6.5, but it doesn't have a handle. But for what I'm about to do next, I have to use that rather than this. So, that's nice. I'm probably gonna actually make this into a really nice wristband, because honestly, it fits pretty well, and it would look pretty sweet. But we'll see what it turns out into. I don't typically like making things while already knowing what they're gonna be. Kind of doesn't make it, it kind of brings the fun out of it, in my personal experience with it. I want to add a stopper to the end of this hook and keep it from falling off. Probably could make one out of hot glue if I had a hot glue gun. See? That's what I'm doing. Anyone out there know any really good tattoos? I'm thinking about getting my first tattoo here soon. But I already know what my first one is going to be. I want it to be Steven Universe hugging himself. I know a few of you know that scene. But yeah, it'd be pretty nice. When you do this, it provides it a very similar to look as if you would just do normal single crochets, but it almost matches the beginning with the corner wise and everything. So it's actually the first time I'm doing it like this, so hope I'm doing it correct. Ooh, this would make an amazing bookmark. I promised someone a few weeks back I would make them a bookmark, so yeah, this is what it's gonna be. Just gotta make it a little stiffer and everything, which won't be that hard. I got an iron. Don't want the corners rounded up. However, you also don't want it to be all soft and stuff. Because well, kind of depends on preference. Some people like really stiff bookmarks. Other people like really like loose and like, as they put, nice looking bookmarks, but it's kind of up to preference. I don't know which one he would want or not, so we'll see. I'm gonna add a nice little chain at the end. Probably could wrap around the book. That's looking pretty nice, right? I'm thinking about going back down and adding a few details into it. That'd look pretty nice. So that's what I'm gonna do. Just gonna go a nice chain down rather than a stitch, or technically crochet. Sometimes I mix up the terminology. think about trying to add some leaves to it, but not normal color leaves, more like still using this yarn and stuff. But yeah, I just want to make it look pretty nice. I saw a video about it. Well, I saw a video of someone doing it. It didn't say anything of how, but I think I can figure it out pretty easily. I hope my AC's not too loud. I just got it yesterday, but it's pretty loud, I've noticed. See? So far what I'm doing. And let's see if I can do this. They went here. 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 And here. One right here, just for good measure. See how it turns out. Oops, it slipped a little bit, but I caught it. Not bad, not bad. Gonna add a little bit more and stuff, but just gonna bring this back over up here. There we go. Much better. This next time is gonna look way better. Oops. Now I'm just gonna go down and lift down in. Still learning, so any of you guys have any tips, just let me know, okay? There. See if I can do any better down here. This one next. This one after. I'm gonna do an extra one down here. It's gonna look really nice this time. Yeah. Oops. Just gonna, all I need to do is just pull this through. Look at that. It's looking really nice, right? There we go. I'm now continuing making this. Here. Where I left off was making the designs. So I'm gonna go out a few, do this. Then I'm just gonna go switch this around like this. And jab it in right here. Okay. So, here today, I made a nice little bookmark. The front looks pretty decent, I'd say. However, the back, not so much. So there's still stuff I need to figure out, but thanks for watching. And I'm probably going to practice a bit on this. The first ones were pretty good, right over here. However, when I tried doing more, it kind of made it bunch up, which I noticed is a problem. So, pretty much I think that's what I need to do. And I'm just going to practice, and I'll get back to you once I figure it out. Okay. Signing off. You can contact me as Clover, or if you prefer Tatsuo, whichever one you want. And just thank you. Bye.